Hello, everyone. Welcome to what will be the first look, I suppose. The first. Oh, why is it coming through twice? Dale, your microphone. It's not coming through on the stream, but that's fine. All
Okay,
right,
I'm back.
all right. So, welcome everyone to what will be the first look at a new campaign, a new setting, a new adventure that we're going to be playing together, set in the city of Los Reyes. Los Reyes is a city set in the fictional but historically similar nation of the Federated Republic of Amarcadia. Very similar to certain nations that may remain nameless for now. But the vibe is familiar to most. It's a time after a great war, a time when prohibition is the law of the land. Not of alcohol or spirits, not of something so benign as that, but a prohibition on elixirs, potions, on the alchemical spellcraft. They say that every city has two faces to it. One that smiles out into the horizons, welcoming people in. Los Reyes, the City of Kings. And it was a city that will make you feel like a king. From the high buildings to the flowing streets filled with shoppers, movie stars, the rich, the famous, the welcoming. The other face of Los Reyes bears a very different visage. From the poor quarters of the Hellsway Hills to the rich homes up on Fairview Way, the city has a growing underbelly, looking to snatch what power and wealth it can during these trying and difficult times, to enrich those who have less scruples. The question is, when you look up at the horizon of Los Reyes, which face will you see staring back at you? I'd now like to introduce our players. Oh, that's the wrong screen. I've immediately beefed it. There we go. That's the correct one.
Boofed it.
Boofed it. I boofed it. We up boofing it. Go camera 3, exactly. So, starting from the left of the screen, moving to the right, we're going to start with Rambear. Would you please introduce yourself, say hello, and give just the very brief overview of your character, please?
Well, hello, I am Rambert, and I will be playing Valentine, or Val for short. His friends call him Val. He is how to describe Val. Um, uh, Comes from old money. He's the playing as the pugilist class, so he knows how to fight, but he's a gentleman about it. I want to say.
Yeah.
I guess.
A rich man, but also a reporter seeking out truth in the
Yes.
city streets. Next up, we have a
Yeah.
somewhat mysterious figure. Ben, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am the Shroud, champion of the darkness, fighting it for the light. I have seen the ways of this world, the strictures of the law, binding the hands of those that would uphold it. and to that I say no more. I will hunt the villain and end them.
He is the Shroud. Paul, would you please introduce yourself?
As soon as I put a thing in my mouth. Yes.
Why are you putting things in your mouth on stream? That's against TOS, Paul. Paul, it's against TOS. We're not allowed to put things in our mouths.
Choose faster. Good evening, I'm Paul, and tonight I will be playing Gaz Flotsam. Now, you may be wondering, what's Gaz short for? And it's because I'm a halfling, you motherfucker. He is a
God damn it.
legitimate citizen of the land, traveling to
Demonetized.
find his twin brother, who is missing. And while he does also know how to fight, he is not a gentleman about it.
And last, but definitely not least, we would like to introduce Alistair. Alistair, would you please say hello and just give a general overview of your character?
Hi everyone, I'm Alistair. I'm playing Legal, or Eugene Fultz in full. He's a weathered, middle-aged man who's essentially a criminal defense lawyer who's been roped into, whether by his own choice or by circumstances, getting the crime family out of trouble.
And that is going to be our 4 players for this campaign. To give a heads up, we are going to be using a version of D&D 5e, though it is a version that we've heavily modified for the game. So if any of you are familiar with the Nimble system, it is a system that is compatible with D&D 5e, and it's designed to make things run a bit faster, especially in the ways of combat, which we have decided to use for this run. We've also done some. I've also done some of my own modifications and homebrewed, adding vehicles and weapons that more fittingly suit this time period that we are going for. Sort of a 1940s-esque setting. That being said, I believe we will begin. Please keep in mind that unfortunately the last week or so we have had some obstacles getting together and doing some planning. So we're still going to be a bit shaky on the start, but we're going to give it our best.
We're doing it live, as they say.
We're doing it live.
Let's do it.
Literally and not metaphorically, just literally. Only literally. Let's begin with Gaz.
You can't prove a thing.
Ganymede Flotsam, brother of Richelieu Flotsam, also known as Gaz and Ricky. Twin halflings from out of town, they've found their way to Los Reyes for fortune. Especially in the times of Prohibition, money is easy to come by if you know where to look. Currently, that has led you to the East Yards. If you give me a moment, I'll bring up a map of Los Reyes as we see it today. Over in the East Yards, the old industrial district, formerly where the ironworks were back in the time when the city required such an industry, before other larger economic bases started to build up and the jobs all flew away. Gaz, you are waiting to meet your brother. This is a few weeks before the start of what will be our story. And you stand in the middle of an open courtyard between 2 large warehouses. Sitting leant up against a barrel, as you wait for your brother to arrive. Nearby, a small wooden box rests beside you with your latest shipment. You're here for a deal, waiting for whoever is bumping and sniffing to stop bumping and sniffing.
Look, I will have you know that that could be just an unrelated box of debris, officer. I was just waiting here for a friend.
Your... 1 second, please.
Sorry.
Your brother is meant to meet you here with the client, at which point an exchange will occur. A simple business arrangement. You'll get your money, they will get their potions. Easy as pie. Gaz, I would like to start with the first roll of our campaign with a perception check.
Oh shit!
Oh damn. He gets the honors?
He gets the honors, first roll.
Oh.
Jesus Christ! I thought there'd be more talking and thought first. Just straight up D20 plus my perception modifier.
That is correct.
Okay, 12 on the dice. 4. Drum roll, please. These fucking windows. Perception plus 3 for 15.
Yeah, 15. As you stand in the middle of the East Yards, you hear the sound of an engine as it moves slowly down one of the side streets. A car has arrived. Must be your brother. You hear the slight squeak of brakes as this vehicle comes to a stop. And in a few moments, through the open doors of one of the warehouses, you see the silhouettes of 2 human figures approaching you. Long coats, brimmed hats, fairly standard fashion for this time.
I'm noticing neither of those is a halfling silhouette, and will probably take a moment to hide.
You may certainly try to hide, if you would like to, but from where they have appeared, they had a pretty straight shot looking directly at you.
In which case, I'm getting sloppy, because you always gotta have somewhere where you'll know people are coming from before you disappear. Oof.
Let's make a stealth check real quick.
Okay, 18 on the dice plus 5 is 23.
In the last moments before they fully emerge around the doorway, you duck to the side very quickly. The buyers are supposed to arrive with Ricky. But they're at the right time. Maybe it is them. Maybe Ricky's running late.
If it's them without Ricky, we have bigger problems, so, readying up.
The 2 figures enter into the courtyard. And you hear one of them give a slight whistle. While going, "Are you here, Halfling?" "We'd have words with you about their business arrangement." Do you respond?
No, I'm gonna hold a moment, because that is the kind of phrasing I associate with fucking Ricky's got himself tied to a chair in a warehouse somewhere and is about to be beaten to death for stepping on someone's toes. Do they say anything more?
You hear one of them make a small, a slight verbal inclination to the other before you hear the sounds of clicking. the distinctive click of a revolver's hammer being pulled back, followed by quiet footsteps as they separate and begin to look around, either believing the coast is clear or wanting to check for themselves. They are searching your immediate surroundings.
Yep.
One of them approaches the small wooden crate that sat atop the barrels, takes a look at it. I think we've got the shipment right here. But no one to accept payment. The other one responds, well, didn't the brother say he'd be here? He did.
He did. He'd also say that he'd be coming along, I say, pointing guns from cover.
What weapon are you brandishing? Just for my...
From memory, it is 2 semi-automatic pistols.
The human who is standing by the crate turns to look at you and just kind of off the side of his eye, he's holding his revolver down by his side and he doesn't raise it to you and goes, "So right there, my friend. We're here as agreed. We were meant to meet with your brother, but he never showed up. Just left a note telling us where to go, and that was it. You mind explaining what's going on, and why the change of plans?"
I'd be asking you the same thing, because this is the first I've heard of a change of plans. So, what have you fine gentlemen done with my brother?
We haven't done nothing to your brother, my friend. On that, I assure you. We're here just to conduct business, as usual.
So you brought the payment?
That we did. And I can see you brought our regular.
Indeed. So if you would kindly put the payment somewhere visible. None too quickly, given this situation has me a little jumpy right now. That would be appreciated.
Of course. But first, I do need to check the product.
Yeah, it is traditional.
And with that, he reaches over to the top of the wooden crate, lifts it up slightly, looking inside, reaches a hand in and holds up one of the bottles. One of the bottles that your brother himself prepared. One of the potions he brewed. The potions, the elixirs, these things that hit the streets have a variety of effects. Some more medicinal in nature. Some more recreational, shall we say. Some of them, the ones that the government were considering when Prohibition took place, are downright dangerous. This one is one of the latter. As evidenced by the fact that when your prospective buyer goes to hold it up to the sunlight and gives it a little shake,
Oh, Jesus.
which would normally provide nothing more than a simple flickering of the water to indicate the potion's purity. It instead explodes, taking his arm off from the ends of his fingers to just past his elbow.
I am gonna reflexively shoot the other guy because they should know better than that if they're sending idiots like this.
This was not meant to be a dangerous batch. The batch your brother was meant to provide today was recreational. But you've just seen it explode, taking off this man's arm right in front of you. As the explosion echoes throughout the east yards, he falls back, clutching his arm as blood begins to spurt out in all directions. You hear the sound of the other man, who was moving slightly behind you, swear
Yes,
and begin
shooting
to
him.
unload his revolver in your direction.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a quick initiative check from you, please.
That's initiative. Dex. So initiative is +3. 7 + 3 is only 10. This is gonna end poorly.
7 + 3 is only 10. Well, that will bring us to our first use of the nimble system. The first difference, which I'll very briefly explain. In nimble, instead of your initiative indicating when you would go in initiative order, it instead determines how many actions you can do on your first turn of combat. If I bring up, there it is. You have 2 actions for your first turn as combat begins, with this man unloading his revolver towards you. The first man is fully out of combat, as the hand that he would be using to fire his gun simply no longer exists. But the second one has opened fire, yelling, "Christ!" and just starts firing his revolver in your direction. Paul, what does Gaz do?
Honestly, my terrible plan is steady aim to grant myself advantage, shoot him, and then just kind of fall behind the cover using the rogue bullshit of hide as a free action.
Okay, but do keep in mind the fact that if you use steady aim, you cannot move for the rest of your turn.
True. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I am gonna steady aim this bastard.
Love it.
Because that way I get sneak attack damage, and fuck this guy. So, rolling at advantage with an attack. Because with Nimble, I'm just rolling the damage dice. It was rolling an extra dice?
Yes, so you will roll an extra dice and then remove the lowest from your dice pool once
Okay.
the roll has been completed.
And because the damage of the sidearm is 2d4, it's just one extra d4, or?
Yes, so you'll be rolling 3d4 and then removing the lowest one. And whichever is the furthest to the left once you're done rolling and removing your dice is your primary die.
Right. Okay. Okay. Bam. Bounced off the fucking table. Okay. So 3. Okay. Dang. Remind me, how do exploding dice work? Because that is a 4 on the primary.
Oh, then you would roll that damage dice again.
Just the primary or other damage dice as well?
Just the primary.
Well. And no adding my dex to ranged attacks with pistols.
This one is wearing light armor, so you will be adding your dex modifier.
Okay, in which case 15 plus 3 is 8.
15 plus
18.
what? Oh, 18. I was about to say 15 plus 3 is definitely not 8.
Yeah.
You step back out from behind the barrel, lift your pistol up, fire once, and with a single shot, catch him in the forehead. His head rocks back and he falls back to the ground, arms splayed out to the side. As the first figure continues to writhe around on the ground, screaming and shouting, you hear the sounds of many footfalls coming in the direction of the car, and see two more humanoid figures turn around the corner. One of them raising something to about his hip level and opening fire. As you hear the sounds of a Tommy gun rip through the warehouse.
That could be a problem.
Are you going to fight or run in this instance?
It's honestly, my plan is run, but there better be a briefcase full of cash to run with.
You can make a perception check if you would like.
Damn right. Ah, it's in that one. All I see is fucking Tommy gun tracing closer to the crate of fucking alchemist fire and decide that no, staying here isn't worth that.
Yes, that is what you see as bullets just lodge into the barrels, pinging off the walls around you as the Tommy gun continues firing. And Gaz, using the better wisdom of halflings before him, decides now is the time to leave.
Hang on. Hold up. I'm a halfling. We re-roll once.
All right. By all means,
Look.
reroll.
Goddamn. Try rolling on a flat surface. Goddammit. Okay, 12 plus 3. 15.
15. You see, next to the man that you have just domed, you see a small leather bag.
Backpack.
Not a backpack, more like a messenger bag.
Yep.
A satchel, if you will. But it is directly between you and the two new people.
Dang it. You know what? I am gonna be an absolute shit and see if I can rush out to steal their car.
Okay, are you going for the money bag or are you going for the car?
Okay. The plan is rush to outside, throw a brick onto the accelerator of the car. When they rush out to chase that, grab the money bag.
All right. I will get from you, please, a streetscraft check to see about finding the best way to get around and behind them. And as you do so, Ben.
Oh god. 13.
I will get you to roll for me an initiative check, please.
Well,
Shroud. Trouble in the East Yards is common. Gunfire in the East Yards, at least of this caliber, is not as common. And definitely warrants investigation, especially when you hear the sounds of automatic weapon fire opening up full blast in the middle of what used to be the industrial district of this town. You were nearby investigating something, following up on a lead that, like many of the other leads in the last couple of weeks, seemed to have been a dead end. Until the relative peace of the late afternoon was interrupted by spatterings of machine gun fire. How does Shroud get around this city? How does he move from place to place unnoticed or too fast to intercept? Does
He is
Shroud...
a
Yep.
Shroud is a denizen of the alleys and rooftops of the land, leaping perhaps even with preternatural grace across vast gulfs of streets and alleys that others may not traverse.
As you come through to the side street between long rows of warehouses and factory floors, you see a car at the end of this road facing towards you. Nearby, stepping through an open double doors of a warehouse, you see two figures in long coats, one of them wielding a Tommy gun as he steps into the shadows, another racking a shotgun and firing it towards some unseen target in the center courtyard. Paul, what did you get on your check, please?
13. It's not great.
Shroud. Two figures have just stepped out of your line of sight on the right side of this long stretch of road that you now find yourself at the end of. Their vehicle is at the other end of the street near the intersection of the main road. What would you like to do?
Is there room to circle round to get them back in sight, or
So they
is
have
the Shroud going to have to descend to the pavement below?
they have stepped sort of into one of the buildings on the right side, but the doors are still wide open. It is sort of a large sliding warehouse door. So if you were to move along the rooftops, you could definitely get directly behind them. Whether it would give you a line of sight really depends on how far in they've gone.
He'd like to attempt to shift around to see what's going on, and if not, he will use his grappling hook and rope to descend at speed. He will fast rope to the ground.
Okay. You'd use one of your actions to move down the rooftops, moving from one building to the next. Fairly easy in this district, as most of these buildings are large, sloping roofs with very little obstacles apart from a few various ducts for air, or exhaust ports for the various gases or smoke that would be produced. As you reach the opposite side of the street to where these two figures went in, you still hear the continued gunfire as one of the figures emerges back out, the one with the shotgun, seemingly going to flank around whatever target they had locked down. And he looks up and spots you, raising the shotgun in your direction. What do you do?
What's the distance between me and the edge of the roof?
I would say maybe 1 square. You were close to the edge of the roof.
And how high am I? How high up am I?
I'd say about 5 squares
2
up.
stories? 3 stories?
One story up.
I'm going to leap off the roof.
Okay. Are you leaping at this figure or
I'm
are you
leaping
leaping
at him.
down? Okay. Make for me, please. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Nest check?
Are you using any spells or any abilities while you do this, or are you attempting to simply vault at him?
I was going to use jump, but I need 2 squares of movement first. So I'm just
Full
with
sending
the
it.
strength and finesse of my well-trained form, the Shroud leaps into action.
Cool. I'm going to get you to do finesse with advantage, because you are a what's the word I'm looking for? what's the ranger subclass that you are?
A Gloomstalker.
Gloomstalker. And
Hunt
one
in
of
the
your
shadow.
abilities is literally called Ambusher's Leap. So this feels very fitting. So I'm going to get you to make a finesse with advantage, please.
13.
You launch across as he fires one blast of the shotgun. It carries out under you as you take off through the air, leaping down towards him. Can I get you to just make an attack roll with your unarmed strike, please?
That'll hit. 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep. Was that adding your strength modifier?
My strength modifier of 0, yes.
Excellent. Your strength modifier of 0 has been added and found wanting. As you dive down towards him and just kind of like crash into him, knocking him down to the ground. That will end your turn. It will now be the turn of these two. These two fellas. These two lads. The one with the shotgun is currently under you and is therefore not able to bring his weapon to bear on you and is simply going to try and grapple you. So he is going to make... Actually, I think he's just going to try and punch you. That feels appropriate to what is happening here. He's going to try and punch you real quick. And his punching is not as good as your punching because he's just a little bad dude. Where is the stat block? Give me 2
He
seconds.
does not have the superior punching power of the Shroud.
No, he does not. In fact, he is only going to be doing, say, a d4. Makes sense. Which he rolled a 1. So he's just swinging wildly in a panic, trying to get you off him as he screams, "Get him off me! Get him off me!" and just swings back and forth. The second figure is going to, seeing you appear from behind, is going to swing round and is going to open fire with the Tommy gun. So there's going to be 3d4 on attack. Good lord. Alright.
God.
On 3d4 I rolled 2 1s and a 2. And the primary and the primary die was a 1. So he also misses, turning and sort of slipping in a panic as he just like holds down the trigger of the Tommy gun and unloads it in a wide arch through the roof of the building.
Get Batman, scrub.
They're getting Batman.
One does not simply shoot the Shroud.
Gaz, you turn around the corner and see the car. You can still hear the sound of gunshot down the street, but you cannot currently see the two that were shooting at you earlier.
Can I look back to see why they appear to be shooting in a different direction?
Based on your current perception, like, you can hear the gunshots coming from down the street from the same location, but you are not at a, like, they're not, you know, you cannot see their bullets landing against the far wall or anything like that.
Yeah, it's more bullets fired at you versus bullets fired have distinct noises.
Well, that because you have also moved completely from your previous location to get to their vehicle. So,
I think I want to get to the corner, peek round, but be ready to hide.
As you peek round the corner, you do see a figure near the entrance to the warehouse. On top of another man who is currently trying to fight them off, you see another human wearing a long red scarf and a black mask under his hat. I'm going to get a... what would it be? I'm going to get a lore check from you, please.
Yep. All right. That's a grand total of 9. I don't know who that guy is.
You have no idea who this guy is. But he does appear to be fighting. Yes.
Yeah. Is it bad that what I want to do is just nail the guy with the Tommy gun and then run in and grab the bag of cash?
I mean, you can certainly do that. I
Yeah.
Forgive me. I think my understanding was that you were like running out to the side and flanking these guys. Are you still in the same position?
My rough plan was rush out to flank, but effectively end up practically circling the building to be doing so from their original entry point.
Right. Okay.
I don't know how this building works, but you know,
Well,
halflings and windows.
like a general building. Um, I'll say then
Like a
that
big
you haven't yet moved, so you are still in your original position. But you can now. So what you would actually see is the guy with the Tommy gun spin around and start firing away from you, and this other figure having had someone drop from the ceiling on top of him. So the bag is there. The guy with the Tommy gun currently has his back towards you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to run past the bag, scooping it into one hand, get to a piece of cover, and then shoot this motherfucker in the back of the head.
Cool.
Yep. Just regular pistol damage, no sneak attack on this one, or?
If you'd like to use one of your actions, I'm going to say you can pick up the bag, no problem. If you'd like to use one of your actions to hide, I would certainly allow sneak attack.
Fair. Yep.
As he
In
is
which
currently
case,
distracted, but yes, I will still need a stealth check from you.
Yep. Okay. Right, yeah. Stealth check first. Fuck you, nat 20. Okay, so that's a 25.
Well done.
Yes,
Yep.
you feel sufficiently hidden from this guy who has his back to you.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Son of a bitch. I'm somewhat annoyed by the leftmost rule for what's it? Because it means despite getting a beautiful sneak attack on this guy, so rolling 2d4 plus 1 from advantage, 2 1s and a 4, and both ones were left of the 4, so that is a beautiful miss, you son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And then free action, resume hiding.
You fire your pistol as you duck back into cover, and it ricochets off the far wall of the warehouse. Shroud, someone else is shooting. Possibly the first target. We are back to Shroud. You are on top of a guy with another guy firing a Tommy gun in your general direction.
I will punch this man twice in the face.
Okay.
Dang.
I will punch him once for, oh dear, he's dead.
Jesus Christ. What did you do?
I just exploding critted twice.
Oh god.
So he's taking 19 bludgeoning damage on the first punch.
Oh god, you punched out all this blood.
So you rolled an 8 on the first one and an 8 on the second one.
And then a 3. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he is unconscious with a single punch.
Then I'm going to sweep towards the man with the Tommy gun with some of my 7 squares of movement
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
and punch him.
Roll to hit.
For 3 points of damage.
You kind of just shoulder check him as you like run forward as he tries to bring his weapon to bear but is unable to as you close the distance and slam into him fully. It is
This is where the player's very, very inclined to say, I am revenge, I am darkness, I am the shroud.
I am
But you want.
justice. All right. He is going to take an action now. As you have entered melee range with him, he would have disadvantage on his attack. So what he is going to do is he's going to spend. What has he got here? Okay, yep. He is going to spend a bonus action to disengage. And then he's going to step away from you. Now, Paul, you hid before you fired, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to roll real quick just to see who he is targeting. Ben, odds or evens?
Evens.
Odds. So he's going to turn to retreat, and seeing Gaz in the way is going to fire at him.
I'm so glad I specified cover, because this is about to suck.
Yes, you did. So he's going to make an attack, but with disadvantage, which means he removes the highest one.
This is where you remember that you're allowed to use a reaction to reduce damage by your AC.
Yes. So he did crit, turning a total of 9 damage on his first roll into a total of 10.
Joyous. I would like to react with that dodge mechanic thing.
Yep, so in Nimble, you use your AC rather than being a metric of how easy or hard you are to hit. Your AC can be used to reduce incoming damage once per turn. At the cost of an action point. So you will be using one of your 3 per turn action points to take the move defend. So, what is your AC, my guy?
AC 14.
AC 14. You completely avoid that damage, ducking behind cover. As the bullets rip through into the open courtyard, one of them strikes the side of the potion case.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
I'm going to need dex saves from Paul,
Yep.
from Ben, and from Mr. Dude.
Rip.
Which I will roll for Mr. Dude. Mr. Dude did not roll well.
Ugh.
The Shroud rolls an 18.
The Shroud succeeds. What does Gaz roll?
I gotta admit, that's only 6, unless I add something to that other than dex.
Are you proficient in that saving throw?
Thought
Oh,
it
wait.
was.
And this is where we realize that Paul did not pick on his nimble sheet which saving throw he was proficient in.
Oh no. He rolls his ankle. That's what he rolls.
Yes, I forgot. I am proficient in dex saves, so that's a dirty 20, but it's irrelevant.
Okay.
I only say it
Technically
remind myself.
proficient in dex save according to the original build document. I'm not seeing where it is on this thing though.
That is fine. So you would be adding a +2 to that.
Okay. Yay. 8. I don't think that's gonna make it.
It's not going to make a huge difference, no. So, let me roll some dice real quick.
I'm just
As
hoping cover helps with the dark fucking explosion.
Gaz, you and this mafia guy that was firing at you are going to take 9 fire damage.
Oh god, I'm still alive.
Ben, you will take half of that.
Yep.
Can
You
I
are still
take
alive.
a defense reaction
You may,
to reduce that 9.
I believe. This is where AC comes in. Reduce damage from any single attack. Yeah, I will allow that. You reduce it. Essentially dodging out of the way and managing to be protected by the various protective runes sewn into your coat, into your vest, into your clothing and hat. And of course, the shroud. As you duck out of the way, you see the last member of this crew that was firing into the warehouse runs back through the building, lit aflame as he sprints down the street screaming until eventually he collapses to the ground.
Yeah, I would like to stop, drop, and roll if required.
And then you see a halfling roll out from behind a box with his sleeve on fire, just furiously patting at it.
Can I pick the halfling up by the scruff of its neck?
You certainly may. That will add 1 to our microaggression counter.
Yes.
Thanks, mister, for saving me from those dangerous guys. A little guy like me could have got hurt.
Come along.
Okay.
And I am going to surreptitiously, if possible, cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Oh no.
Primarily
Gaz,
for the tracking advantages.
Gaz, you feel the glare of the shroud upon you.
Yeah, I didn't even get to roll the deception check.
So you are just carrying the halfling back out into the side street.
I'm going to put him down and tell him to follow because I'm going to pick up the unconscious mob member and take them both into a side street to try and avoid what I anticipate will be a response by the city's fire brigade to this massive explosion.
I am going to grab any long arms I can see and follow along.
There's the pump action shotgun on the ground.
Yep.
That you can pick up as you pass by the now unconscious mafioso. That the shroud is kind of dragging by one of his ankles. Predictably, in a few moments, you hear the sound of approaching sirens. Just a whir of a police vehicle coming down the road, followed by presumably a fire truck. You manage to move a few buildings away into a more secluded area. You cannot move far with this unconscious body behind you, but you can get out of the immediate search area of the police.
Yep. Care to tell me what you're doing there, child?
Well, you don't want to leave a long gun on the road where anyone could find it, so I took it with us.
No, the warehouse, the explosion.
Hey.
Why the world was the mob shooting at you? Do I know which mob family this is?
Make a streetcraft check.
Streetcraft. 9. Dang it. Plainclothes.
They don't look like Kazrak guys. That's all you're
Why
able...
are you in bed with the mob?
I'm not in bed with the mob. I was in what I thought was an abandoned warehouse, trying to stay warm and dry. And these guys came in and started throwing alchemist fire all over the place.
I am obviously insight checking and intimidating and all of those things.
Pardon me. Yeah, can I get from the both of you, please? Can I get an insight check from you, Shroud, and a influence check from Gaz?
I gotta admit, chat, I only rolled a 10 for a total of 13. It's over. He knows.
16.
You know,
He
14
knows.
plus 2.
Yeah, you can tell that it is very clear to you, Shroud. The piercing gaze of the Shroud sees past all lies and deception. There was something more going on here than a simple accidental run-in.
Shroud will choose to loom over the small man and glare.
Gaz, you are loomed at. He looms at you.
Okay. So the alchemist fire was already there. They didn't bring it with them. But shit, what can I tell this guy to get him off my back? Goes the internal dialogue. Okay. Look, I may have been waiting there for my brother. These guys said that he told him that stuff would be there, and then there was an explosion when they got there. So presumably, something's up with that.
This lot are up to something. I intend to find out what. Do you intend to help or be a hindrance?
Mostly, I just want to know what happened to my brother. So it's whatever help you need. A person who I just saw punch someone's face through the back of their head.
Just, don't take my arm off or anything.
Yeah, it's like buddy, keep the if you let me keep the shotgun, I'll probably follow you like a little puppy. But that's just how we are, right?
I'm going to keep half an eye on him. I'm going to turn to the unconscious figure. Probably stick a knee in his gut and try and wake him up.
As soon as he tugs away, I quickly reload the pistol.
Cool.
Hiding it from view.
You knee this man in the gut and hear just a oh, and he just kind of like lifts his head slightly to look at you. Have you restrained this man, or is he just like?
That's the knee. I'm kneeling on him.
Oh, okay.
Pinning him to the ground is my intent.
He kind of puts both his hands on your knee, like trying to move it a bit, and just goes, "Oh, get off me, you bastard!"
What were you up to? I'm sorry, I forgot the voice. What were you doing in that warehouse? What business have you blowing up city property?
He looks up at you and just spits at you. Can I get from you, please, a influence check? And this will be for intimidation. If you have anything that provides benefits for that.
I have the glare of the shroud, but it's not going to do much with the 4 on the dice. So that's a 9.
May I assist?
You may certainly assist.
The action of assistance will be sweeping the shotgun past this guy's face and going, it'd be swell if you just answered some questions.
All right, roll again, Ben.
Now it's an 11. 4 and a 6. Those dice are going in jail.
Jesus.
Those dice are going to jail forever.
Never to be
Not
seen.
forever. One of them is my titanium D20 that is not.
So this criminal looks up to you. Simply goes, "I was doing the business of the hands. And if you value your safety and your life, friend, that's all you should need to know."
Do I know anything about these hands?
You are very familiar with the hands. La Main en Pile, the Many Hands, one of the larger gangs of Los Reyes. while they don't have the money and influence of the Kazrak clans, the Los Reyes Saints, they have the manpower. And you are firmly within their territory.
You tell your boss. The Shroud is coming for them. Your days in the city are numbered. And I will step back.
As you step back, he lifts himself from his feet to his feet, dusts himself off, and gives a glare at Gaz and goes, "Be seeing you, Gaz." Turns and walks away. As the two of you, oh, yeah, go.
Oh, is there an appropriate way to tell these guys that according to me, they fired first?
Probably not an appropriate way.
Yeah.
As the two of you stand there, you are suddenly aware of a flickering green light against the far wall.
Oh, that's never good.
And as you turn back to look at the source, you see out the window, over the city's skyline, down towards the docks at Beacon Point, a giant green beam of light reaches up into the sky. Valentine.
Ooh.
Or
Yes.
should I say Valentine Dwayne Vandervoort?
At your service.
Heading down to the docks, you are excited. You can feel the adrenaline tickling at the edges of your fingers. A rush of anticipation as you sit behind the steering wheel of your older, reliable family car. You are going down to the docks to pick up a delivery personally. You could have waited for someone to drive it from where it was offloaded on the ships to your home, or perhaps to the raceway itself, but a new car, purpose-built, is on its way. New to the Liberty Raceway, the Red Rocket. Your new vehicle, with which you hope to finally unseat all of your rivals at Liberty Raceway and claim your place as the fastest man alive. And yes, I do realize as I'm speaking that I said Red Rocket, which is also a euphemism for a dog's penis. But here we are.
We could have just moved on.
Yeah, I could have, but I didn't. Because being a DM means living with our mistakes. So, if you want to think of a new name for the car, you may do so, but that was the manufacturer's name for it.
The Silver Bullet.
They're gonna have to repaint it, but sure.
Yep.
Isn't the Silver Bullet something that goes? Isn't that a medical thing
It is
that goes up your butt?
Please.
A particular suppository for dealing with dehydration in the American military.
Yes. So we've gone from a dog's penis to a suppository.
Everything is something. Just
out one way and in the other. Just like you arriving at the docks.
The glorious pineapple.
Keep it PG.
As the grand architect of the Lavender Passage, I give you my blessing to move on.
Inside joke.
Inside joke.
Yes,
I hope
I
you
am
know it's gonna get clipped.
excited. I am ready to drive this puppy.
Drive this puppy. Please don't call it a puppy. Not after what we just did. You are heading down to Beacon Point, the docks of Los Reyes. You can see the large cargo hauler offloading these large freight containers, and one of them is being lowered down as you arrive. And on the side of it, you see Liberty Motors emblazoned on the side of this crate as it sets down in front of you. You are greeted by Bruce Thomas, who is the head of your pit crew at the Liberty Raceway and sort of your lead mechanic. An older human man. He kind of has a generous form to him. He is a fairly large, rotund man, but the kind of large where it is all muscle, built over years and years of labor. He turns his sort of graying, wrinkled features towards you and greets you. Right, Mr. Valentine. Good to see you again.
Bruce, old pal. Big day.
It is a big day indeed. I am excited to see what they have done to the plans we put together. Of course, would have preferred to build it myself, but, the rules being what they are and all. Still, it'll be good to get to work on something new.
Never say. But yes, keen to crack into it.
You're cutting out a little bit, my guy. Can you,
Oh,
check your microphone, please?
I was feeling the level.
Yeah, what
We
you've overtuned that way.
overtuned. How's that? Is it picking up? All right.
It's coming
don't
through
know.
fine on my end. How is anyone in chat able to tell me how it's coming through now on the stream? Is he?
Or I do that. Or
You might just have to go push to talk, dude. It would solve every problem in one fell swoop.
Yeah,
let's how's
Oh God.
how about that? Or is that too loud now?
I mean, you're louder. I don't know if it's pick. The problem was that the mic was like cutting in and out as it was like
Yeah.
sort of picking you up, sort of not.
It's like input and everything.
Yeah, but that sounds like it's working now.
Let's work it. Yeah.
All right. So down at Beacon Point, as some of the dock workers open up the crates, revealing the front of a beautiful metallic red race car. Sort of let me actually, you know what I should have done? Is found a reference picture. That would have been a very clever thing for me to do, beforehand.
What are we talking like a Hudson Hornet type?
We're talking like a
Dirty
like
car.
a this. I'll put it on the stream page so that people can see it.
Oh, yeah.
A vehicle that is essentially an engine with wheels.
Yep.
It is it's long red fuselage. It's mean looking grille. It looks ready to floor it down the track. And I'm gonna put that away now. There we go. We're very professional, as you can see. Why have I opened that? Go away. Stop it. Fine. All right. Revealing the red rocket. Bruce looks at it, smiles, and looks back at you. So, Mr. Valentine, Shall we wrap it up for you, or will you be rowing at home?
Well, Bruce, if you allow me, I'm eager to get this thing on the road, and how about this? I'll meet you at the raceway.
All right. I'll get one of your. I'll get one of the boys to take back your car. It'll take him a second to offload it and get it set up for you, but shouldn't take too long, sir. I'm just gonna sneeze.
Gesundheit.
Okay. I just muted for that. Um, Valentine. This car is gorgeous. This car is everything you wanted. And you can already picture yourself flying down the raceway at unmatched speeds. The potential is tantalizing. What you don't see, at least at the moment, is who else is watching.
Okay.
Eugene, you were also at Beacon Point, though you were here on slightly different business. Sitting in the office of the dockmaster, you are currently looking over a number of ledgers. Sat beside you at the dockmaster's desk is Albert Anatole, a young dwarven man. Young being a interesting word for one who can reach almost double your lifespan, or double a human's lifespan at the very least. Though you being a half-elf, perhaps neither of you are exactly as young as you may or may not appear. Albert sits next to you in a pinstripe suit, glaring down the dockmaster, who is sitting nervously behind his desk, his hands resting in front of him as he sits in silence and waits for you to go over his ledgers to ensure proper payments are being made. While Albert officially is required to go over this himself, he never quite had your eye for detail. And being your handler, he is able to pull you out on various tasks on retainer. You are a lawyer, but at the moment, at least as far as he sees it, you work for him. Everything in the ledger seems to be in order. And as you look up at the dockmaster, close the book and slide it back over to him, you see a visible relief on his face. How does Eugene feel about this part of the job?
Eugene's always very reluctant to do work directly for Albert. He gives him a sense of deep unease, knowing that the moment I cease being useful, my neck could be the next on the chopping block. So you can tell that Eugene is being very careful with his words and actions at this very moment and engaging what Albert's about to say.
Albert looks at the dockmaster and goes, "Well, it seems that I can't keep doing the same accent for every NPC. Give me a second while I hone in on this."
They're from the city.
Yeah, but it's a very multicultural city, and I am very bad at doing other accents because Irish and Scottish and potentially Russian are like the herpes of accents. It spreads
You
quickly.
want to try out your Italian accent?
Boppity boopy.
I can't
Gabagool.
get an accent for this. There's no
It's
cat for
me,
hand
Mario.
motions.
Well, it
Hallelujah.
seems that all your books are in order. That's not it. Whatever. He says your books are in order, and you see the dockmaster relax. But Albert continues. I don't want to be coming down here again. Having to go through all this again, so next time we ask you to alert us of a shipment, just do it. If I have to come and remind you again. With that, he stands up, slowly walking around the table, running his hand along the edge of the desk. If I have to remind you again, sir, I'll do so something like this. And this, he takes his hand, grabs the back of the dockmaster's head, and slams it forward into the desk in front of you. As the dockmaster lets out a brief shout of surprise and pain, Eugene, you hear a voice laughing. Now that's the kind of business I tend to find more effective. And you feel a slight tightening around your neck as Naira makes its presence briefly known in words only you can hear.
I'm going to start trying to loosen my collar, but an observer will notice my hands don't quite find purchase on any relief.
You try to loosen your tie and find it pulling taut for a second before before slightly relaxing. Nervous, Eugene? It's at this point either looking away to avoid Naira asking further questions, or looking away simply because you cannot stand the sight of this side of the business. So you see a cargo crate being unloaded on the docks, and a red sports car being rolled out. Albert looks over at you. Well, Eugene, I think we're done here. Shall we be moving on?
Suits me, I've got court tomorrow.
I don't know how you do it. I would find it such a bore. And with that, he leaves the dockmaster behind and walks over to the door, opening it and nodding for you. Come on, let's go find something more interesting to do.
I look over at the sports car and mark that looks like there's fun still yet to be had.
Ah, would you look at that? I imagine we'll be seeing that on the raceway soon. Is that who I think it is? Well, well, well. Come on, Eugene. Let's go say hello. At which point,
Obliged request.
Valentine, you hear a voice yell out from behind you. Vandervorn! That wouldn't be you, would it?
Hello?
And you turn to see Albert Anatole approaching. A familiar, if not friendly, face to you. The last time you saw him personally was sitting in the row behind his father in the district court, watching as the DA's case against his father, Andal Anatole, the godfather and clan father of one of the Kazrak crime families, collapsed completely. And beside Albert, as he approaches, is the man who made it happen. Eugene Foltz, the lawyer of crime.
I know Eugene as the lawyer of crime.
You know he is the one who represents the families.
The family. Like, yeah, okay. Miss Danazol, I believe.
Yes, I saw you at the courthouse with that little notepad and camera of yours. Did you get some interesting pictures? It was quite the day.
Indeed, I did, but unfortunately, it was well, the outcome wasn't as I would
What?
expect.
Not as you expected. I can see how it would be unexpected for an innocent man to go free, especially in a city such as ours, but it turns out that sometimes justice prevails. Our good friend Eugene here was there to see that these trumped up charges against my father were shown the door. Perhaps you should put that in the newspaper. Innocent man walks free. City rejoices. Something like that.
Perhaps I shall.
Now,
I
tell...
insight that.
Go for
Valentine
it.
likely actually listen.
Insight versus influence. Go for it.
Oh, I'm rolling influence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Just D20.
Mm-hmm.
I got 15 on insight.
I got what? 12.
I think it's pretty clear to Eugene that there is a barely restrained. These two despise each other. Despite the polite-esque facade they are putting up, these two despise what the other represents. And it is not entirely professional as well, as Albert's younger brother, also a nephew of Arndal, is known to frequent the Liberty Raceways and is a bit of a rival of Valentine when he is partaking in his second job. Tell me about this new car, Van der Vaughan.
Yes. We got this shipped in all the way from the old country. Yeah. She's brand new off the line. Hoping to use it at the raceway and win.
Yes. Brand new from the old country. Who would have thought? Does seem a bit blocky, wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's simple.
Simple. I guess we can appreciate the simple things, though I suppose there's only one way to see how it fares on the racetrack. I'll have to buy my tickets. Come see how you do.
You do that.
As he gets around the rear of the vehicle, he does stop for a second, and you notice just a very brief confused look before he dismisses it and continues on. He's seen something on
You
the.
saw, you saw the name.
No, he. It looks like he saw something at the rear of the vehicle that he did not quite understand, and then continued round.
Okay.
Well, I'll leave you to
If
it
there's
then.
well, yes. If there's anything else, I got to be on my way.
Do be careful, Vandervorn. The city's not what it used to be. Eugene, I'll see you tomorrow. Come round in the afternoon. Something we need to discuss.
Good evening, then. Pleasure to make more of a formal acquaintance of yours, Val. Do drive safe.
Likewise.
Albert has already begun to walk away. He did not drive you here, Eugene, but he did meet you here. And he has begun moving back towards his own car. And you see a few similarly clothed figures that were up until this point sort of holding a wide perimeter start to fall in on him and make their way back to the vehicle, leaving you and Valentine largely alone for the moment.
Well, Eugene. May I call you Eugene?
You may. We're in polite company. May I ask, what was Albert surprised by when he was looking at the car? Has there been some modifications?
Are you asking Valentine, or are you asking
Yeah,
for a perception check?
I'm asking Valentine to see if he's aware of what that was, or if it actually caught his attention at all.
Can I walk around the back of the car to have a look?
Yeah. You walk around to the back of the car. Can I get from the both of you, please, an examination check?
Examination. That was a nat 1 for
Oh, you
2. Do I get an inspiration token?
You do not. Not really.
You're not doing this.
No, not for this one. Alistair, what'd you get?
I got 11.
I tell you, Gino, I haven't the foggiest.
Yeah, Val, as you look at the rear of the vehicle, everything seems as expected. You're not quite sure what Albert seemed so briefly confused by. Eugene,
I'm sure it's
as you get to the rear of the vehicle, you hear Naira speak again. That hiss in your ear. What have we here? And not on the vehicle, but beneath it, atop the pallet that it now sits, you see a very faint mark of what looks to be some sort of footprint. Barely visible in the wood of this pallet. Almost like an imprint left by something that walked through the rain or through some water before laying its foot there. But as you stare at it, you see that it is not a shoe print, but almost an animalistic mark, like the foot of a reptile. And
Like a big lizard, or how big of a footprint is it?
uh, it's about the size of a human footprint, but it's in the shape of a lizard. At which point you hear a noise behind the two of you. The creaking of metal, followed by a loud crash as something falls from a great height. You both turn towards the beacon of Beacon Point, the lighthouse tower that now without a light, as it has crashed to the ground beside the tower. And from the top of the tower, you see a flash of green light stretch up into the sky. Looking up to the top of the tower, you see shadows moving around it. And at the top, looking down at you from where the light fell, you see a small reptilian creature staring down at the two of you from about 100 feet away, looking and smiling and skittering as it yells out and dashes away. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in about 15 minutes or so. We will return shortly and we will continue in the Shadow of Kings. Bye.
What does it mean?
live.
Red Rocket.
We're back. Dale just said Red Rocket.
Yeah, he's still got to ride that red rocket all the way home.
I think that would
That's
be.
what Rambear said, definitely.
I think that will be against TOS, but until Dale decides whether or not he's going to ride his red rocket, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to the Shroud and
The
Gaz.
Shroud.
What would the two of you have done having seen the giant glowing green light shine up from the distance of the docks?
I would grab the small man beside me, toss him over his shoulder, and with use of the spell jump, leap up onto the rooftops and begin to move
Oh, jeez.
rapidly in that direction.
All right, you've footballed the halfling. Ray, if you're still watching and you haven't fallen asleep, please add that to the microtransaction counter. As you
Aggression.
is calling it a microaggression because it's a halfling, also a microaggression.
Calling him the little man probably is.
Yeah, I should make a tiny gnome barbarian and call him microaggression. Anyway,
I cast jump, which means I need to spend a mana point.
Mhm.
Current mana is now 5. Aha.
And with that, you leap up onto the rooftops and begin to streak across the city, going from the East Yards down towards Beacon Point.
And Halen.
As the two of you make your way there, Gaz,
I'm not sure about the
Yeah.
jumps, but I can walk.
You can walk on the roof.
It's
You
a
can
roof.
leap across an alley,
I can't leap across an alley. No.
and then we leap across an alley.
Oh God!
you fire a grapple hook into a neighboring building and through the sky. As
Where
you
did
two
you even
are
get that?
on your way there, Eugene and Valentine, you look up to the top of the lighthouse tower and see this creature looking down at you. As it leaps from the side of the tower and begins to, like, almost run down the side of the wall of the lighthouse, moving in your direction.
Damn. Is
Yep, fucked. Can you get out of here?
Bruce?
You have the keys?
I got the keys.
You see a number
Hop
of
in.
dock workers that are further away from this, like, go, oh shit, and just, like, scatter in all directions. As this creature is, like, barreling down towards the two of you.
Oh. All right. Should we stay or should we go?
Can I just
don't
have a
know.
quick like scout around? Is this like the only thing that's coming after us, or is this a horde situation?
I will get from you a perception check, please. Just real quick.
9 + 4 is 13.
Sorry, 1 second while I just bring up something real quick. What was it? Sorry, a 14?
13.
13. Okay, cool. Why is this not? Why you like this? Why you like this? Why you do?
Does Val know how to hotwire a car?
What while? Pretty sure I got the keys.
Oh, I
Would
thought
I have
you
the
said
keys?
you didn't have the keys.
I don't know. I don't know. Would I have the keys?
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about it.
On a 13, right? I'm gonna let you choose between 3 bits of information. Okay, so you will only get to pick one of these. What is the biggest threat? What is the best way to protect the victims? And are there any dangers we haven't noticed? So you will get one of those bits of information.
I don't care about the dot workers. Is there any threats that I haven't seen?
Um, Throwing your vision around, you notice that there is more of these creatures at the top of the lighthouse. Only one of them is currently charging towards you. However, out of the corner of your eye, moving between two of the buildings, you very briefly see a flash of like green light. And out of the corner of your eye, you catch a figure in a long coat, hat pulled down, collars pulled up, walking away with some sort of what looks to be maybe a green crystal in its hand, disappear between two of the warehouses, casting a singular glance back at you and then ducking into the shadows as soon as it sees you looking in its direction.
So was he like behind us, basically on our like way out?
Sort of picture it as like if you're staring directly at the lighthouse, which the lighthouse is right up against the edge of the docks, he is sort of to your right at about your 2 o'clock. But the warehouses are quite a distance away, and he is just ducked between them.
Okay, makes sense.
So he's not on the way to the exit, but he is in the direction of the city, more than in the direction of the ocean.
All right, Val. It's you and I, bud. You find us a way out of here. I'll hold off whatever the fuck this thing is.
All right.
I would say you
Sounds good.
You do have the keys for the Red Rocket.
I do have the keys. Okay. I should show Eugene the keys. I dangle the keys. Dingle dangle. Shiny shiny. I got the
All right.
keys. Hop in.
Let's see how good of a driver you are.
It is a two-seater. Technically speaking, it's a bit tight, but it is enough that the two of you can fit in it. As you both hop over into the vehicle, which will be using the Roadster stat for this, if you want to paint a reference, you see this creature start to get down to the ground and start to, on all fours, kind of like sprinting at you like a large predatory cat. This lizard with these kind of long limbs, tail, almost like an alligator if it was in humanoid form, and wanted to fight you. Sprinting in your direction, letting out this loud cackling howl.
Okay.
You turn the keys and hear the engine roar to life.
I don't even have a second to appreciate the engine. Just, ah.
Let's get initiative.
Yep. Chuck that thing into first and
I got the 9.
initiative.
Just those two.
Just those two for now.
Oh, there it is. I need to learn where everything is on the character sheet. So that's a 9.
Okay, so you both will have one action for your first turn.
Yep.
Oof.
All right.
That being said, with its roll, I'm going to have the monster go first to establish what is happening. So, as you gun the engine roars to life and you gun it, you hear a loud thud from behind you, and on the back of your race car, sort of digging its claws into the rear like sheet metal of the back of the car and hanging on tight, you see this lizard creature has now mounted the back of the Red Rocket. As you put your foot down on the accelerator and gun it.
Poor choice of words.
What? Just because the lizard has mounted the red rocket? That's just nature, Dale.
Rambit, please. All right. Stop putting holes in my car, Eugene.
I'm gonna try and find a way to wind down the window.
There's no window. It's an open top. Open top
okay, great.
convertible.
I'm gonna unholster my pistol from my jacket.
To give you a reference, this is what it will look like. I'll just chuck it up on the stream real quick. So you're in the seat here. Valentine is in the seat here, and this big old alligator dude is on the back of the car. Alligator dude, just very much in arm's reach, kind of swinging and angry.
Is it shared with the stream, or just me?
It's on the stream. Oh no, I need to hit transition. There we go. It's on this thing.
Cut to camera 2.
Oh, okay. So it's right there. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like if the vehicle was stopped, if the vehicle hadn't started moving and it had to like grab onto the back, it would have been on top of you.
So is it our turn now?
It is your turn.
Oh. Well, I'm screaming at Eugene to get this thing off the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Kill it.
At the lizard.
Broom. Sorry, what were you doing?
I'm gonna get out my pistol and shoot this mofo.
Cool. You have a single action on this first round, but that is enough to shoot a gun or to cast True Strike if you so choose, which also includes shooting a gun.
I'm going to True Strike. So that's 2d4. The first 4 was a 2, and the second one was a 4.
Which one was the leftmost once you finished rolling it?
The 2.
Cool. So that is going to hit. It's not a crit, unfortunately, but it is 6 damage as you turn and just fire 2 bullets into this creature who seems to kind of like take them in the chest, and you see it just like it definitely takes the hit, and you definitely see like pain, but it doesn't die. And it kind of turns and looks to you and just snarls as it tries to pull itself up onto this now speeding vehicle. Valentine, what are you doing with your one action?
Well, we're in the car. We're moving full speed. What I need to... Is there anything I can drive into, or like get like to hit it with? I guess.
Your brand new jalopy, no.
Not so much drive into, but like drive and then have it
Smeared across.
slam into.
You want to try and shake him off?
Shake it off, yeah.
Like Taylor Swift?
Is there a convenient metal beam jutting out at head height into the roadway?
Like, is there?
Probably not.
I will say... So there's 2 possibilities here. You can try and essentially just like swing the car and maneuver it in a way to try and shake this thing off. Or you can try and drive it close to something to kind of like strike the lizard against something. One will require a dex saving throw. Whereas the other, I'm going to say, would require more of a... Perhaps a perception check followed by a finesse.
I could do that, yeah. But the perception check followed by finesse. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So make a perception check, please.
All right.
So keep in mind, if you pass the perception check, you can make the finesse check to try and do this as your action. If you fail the perception check, that's your action.
Yep. Okay. Um.
This is a potentially better outcome than the deck save would get you, but it's also an unsure thing.
Yeah. So that's a 9 on perception.
As you tear out from the Beacon Point docks out into the street, you are looking for anything that you could use to kind of smear this creature off the back of your vehicle. But looking around, there's just nothing that's the right height. Like the street lamps are too high. There's like bus stands on the side, but you'd have to drive through them. The streets are, relatively empty at this late time, but there is still too much danger into just like colliding with objects on the side of the road to you and general people.
Yeah, I'm not using those dice anymore. I've rolled too many like single digit stuff. Okay, so that's my action. Damn.
Yeah, it is now the lizard creature's turn. As it leans in, it's going to just kind of pull itself up and try and take a bite out of probably Eugene, because Eugene was the one who shot it. It is going to make a bite attack at you. So let's see how it goes with that. Eugene, as you fire the gun, it kind of launches itself up, opening its jaw and snapping it closed mere inches away from the end of your nose, as you like flinch back from it before it falls back again, holding onto the edge of the cart. It is going to use its movement to sort of pull itself up and secure its legs sort of on the back wheel arches so that it is no longer being dragged and is now fully on top of the back of the car. It does not have any bonus actions, so that is it. It missed its attack. But it has now secured its position better on the rear of the car.
Could I, as a reaction, cast Hellish Rebuke after it tried to attack me?
So I believe Hellish Rebuke requires it to have hit you. If memory serves, but please correct me if I am wrong on that.
Memento. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Okay. If you would like to do a different reaction, though, you certainly can. I'm just not sure. You could assess the situation or provide aid to Valentine in whatever maneuver he is going to attempt to pull next.
Yeah, I'm gonna aid Mr. Val.
Okay, so you're providing the help action to Valentine. Which one of you would like to go first, though, on your turn? So you will have one action, two actions left, Eugene. Val, you still have all three, and you have advantage on whatever it is you're going to attempt to do.
Okay.
Or the first thing you attempt to do, basically.
Okay. First attempt, I guess. I'm driving. I have advantage, and so I'm going to try to. I'll get out my Magnum pistol, as I'm driving, kind of just shoot back at the lizard.
Okay. Are you like just firing over your shoulder without looking, keeping your eyes on the road, or are you switching, or are you looking away from the road to get a better shot?
Can I get Eugene to hold the wheel?
I can say that's the help he's providing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you briefly look away from the road, it means that your attack will be a flat roll.
Yep.
And the advantage will go to assisting with maneuvers to the vehicle, essentially. Basically cancelling out the disadvantage you would have because you've taken your eyes off the road momentarily.
Yeah, okay. Jesus, take the wheel.
My name's not Jesus, it's Eugene.
Eugene.
Eugene says,
Eugene says, let's roll. So it's just a flat roll.
Mm-hmm.
2d6
Uh-huh.
for the Magnum.
Yep.
Plus 4.
And this creature has medium armor, but the Magnum has PS1, which means it ignores it. So roll with your damage modifier as well.
The damage modifier being the
+4.
Plus 4, yeah. So you have primary die.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a 6 on the primary die of a d6.
Okay, so that's a crit.
And then 3 on the other one.
Yep, so re-roll the primary die.
and at it again.
That was a 1.
Okay. So
14. 14 point. Add everything up.
Yep. 14 points of damage as you turn, bring the Magnum up, and fire directly into this creature's chest. You see a large section of like scale and flesh kind of like tear off it as it like flinches back with its shoulder. You still have 2 action points left.
2 action points.
And it'll be one of those action points at least to steer the vehicle.
Okay. So one of them, am I able to can I just say I try and grab its feet to try and pull it off the car? Its legs? Or
you can certainly try and dislodge it. I think that would probably count. Like, you can try and grab hold of it and then push it, but those would be 2 separate actions.
okay, yep. I don't really have that many other options, so I'll shoot again.
Are you shooting, or are you Oh, sorry. As a pugilist, you have heavy hitter, which allows you to use the grapple or shove option when you make an unarmed strike. So you could just punch and push it at the same time.
Okay. Yes.
On the backhand.
Then I do that. Unarmed strike, just a punch.
Just a punch. Yeah, love it. Love the punch.
1d8. 6 plus 4.
6.
Wait, to hit? I have to roll the hit, don't I?
Nope.
No,
Just roll 1d8.
1d8. Well, I rolled a 6.
Yep, and you didn't get a 1, so that's great. Which means you do 10 damage to him and you punch him. And now we're going to make opposed. You're going to make a might check against his thing. So roll a d20, add your might modifier.
You might shove him off the vehicle.
You might shove him off the vehicle.
That's a natural 1.
That's an all right, cool. So he got an 18 plus his might is 4. So he got a 22. 22 is slightly higher than the 1, I will admit. I'm not exactly sure by how much because I'm never good with numbers. But I think it is higher. So you kind of like stand up from your seat after firing at this creature and like bring your hand up and just kind of punch it in the face, and it like you just like punch it right in the snout, and the creature just like takes the hit and glares at you. And you are kind of like standing up in the cockpit of this car, facing backwards, traveling at like, at this point, probably like 50, 60 miles per hour. 50, 60
Right.
kilometers per hour, sorry. Just staring down a lizard.
Well, for my final action, I got to take the wheel again.
Yeah, take it back so I can do my action.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, with your final action, you're going to steer. Can I just get from you, please, a... What would it be? What would it be? Can I get a finesse check, please?
Finesse. I've been rolling poorly.
It would be with disadvantage, but because of the help action provided by Eugene, it is not going to be at disadvantage. And this is just to like keep the car from crashing into things.
15.
15. You manage to quickly lean down. You're not fully seated at the moment. You're kind of like half standing on the chair, 1 foot on the accelerator, 1 foot on your seat, one hand on the steering wheel, the other on a magnum pointed at a lizard as you kind of like surfboard on top of your racing car.
Yes, I need artwork for that.
Eugene, you have 2 actions.
Right.
What would you like to do?
Get on it,
As Val takes the wheel, I'm gonna turn around and cast command. And with that command, the word I'm gonna indicate to the lizard man is "begone." And Eugene says it with the kind of raw, raspy, venomy voice that people who have seen the movie June would know of the Bene Gesserit to give an indication of what this sounds like.
Oh, I deep leads to me.
Valentine, can I get from you, please, a quick perception check?
Perception.
As Eugene casts a spell.
Oh, that was a nat 20.
What you see is, Eugene, you kind of straighten your tie, and then as you like lift your hand, your sleeve pulls down slightly, and Valentine, you see from just under his wrist, down his arm, probably continuing to about his elbow, you see these scars in his skin on the outer side of his arm, where runes are carved and marked directly into his skin that briefly flash as his voice, "Begone!" echoes out, cutting through the sounds around you. You almost for a moment feel like your mind kind of gets buffeted by this sound. And as you cast command, which takes your 2 actions, I believe, as it is a leveled spell, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom 13 save.
Wisdom 13. Let's see how wisdomous the boy is.
My boy.
Apparently he is decently wisdomous, as he got a 16.
Yeah, we give it a best track.
You see the creature, like, recoil from this word, shake its head, and as its eyes sort of, like, briefly glaze over before it shakes its head and just continues to roar. Shroud. Gaz.
Jesus.
You stand atop one of the rooftops in Civic Square, finally heading towards the docks, when you hear the screech of tires as a bright red race car with 2 men in suits and a giant lizard creature on its back tear down the main streets of the town beneath you. You can see it approaching with a giant lizard creature attempting to sort of dismember, destroy, devour the 2 pilots of said vehicle.
Oh, I hope this thing's loaded.
I'm going to say at this point you're probably on the street rather than on one of the rooftops, just to make things easier and on everyone.
Okay.
Yep.
Then the first thing I do is get back on the roof.
All right, we'll say you're on the roof then.
Yeah.
You're on the roof and you see the vehicle like tearing down the street. It hasn't quite reached you yet, but it's heading in the general direction. It will be passing by you.
Hit a knee. The rifle up, sighting on this lizard, waiting for it to come in range. At which point I will shoot multiple times at it.
Okay. You bring
I will.
your rifle up. I will get
Is
you
it
to
within 20 squares?
I would say so, yes. How many shots are you going to try and take with your rifle?
Clarify something for me. Speed and movement. It's an action to move? Or
Yes.
is it movement and 3?
Up
Okay.
your speed.
Then I'm going to fire twice.
Okay. As you only have one attack at this stage, the second one will be a rushed attack, so it will be a disadvantage. But make your first attack with your semi-automatic rifle. Oh, sorry, did you take the scoped or the semi-auto?
The semi-auto in the end.
Okay.
Okay, that's 8 points of damage.
Okay. Is that including your dex modifier?
No.
Okay, add that
12
because
points of damage.
the rifle has pierce.
Because I have pierce.
Yes.
So 8 points of damage. 12 points of damage, sorry.
Okay.
6 plus 2 plus 4 is 12 points of damage. And then second attack, rushed. Remove the highest die. That's not going to matter. They're both is equally high, but it's still a hit anyway. For 11 points damage.
Okay. 12 and 11. 2 shots from your rifle ring out. The two of you in the vehicle do see like the flashes and hear the crack of rifle fire as the bullets whiz past you, striking this lizard creature 1, 2 in the chest before it kind of like rocks back. Its claws come loose from the rear of the vehicle and it falls off the car before rolling, flipping end over end as it comes to a stop on the street still.
Is it within 4 squares of our location?
No, because you're on the rooftop.
Dang it.
I'm going to use my 7 points of movement and my last action to grappling hook and descend to the street and get as close to this thing as I can.
It is like
as close as I can.
It is a fair ways down the road, as the vehicle was just entering your range. But you can definitely grapple down to the street as you land on the footpath. The two in the vehicle see like the Shroud with all his red scarfed glory come landing on the sidewalk ahead of you as the lizard creature remains still on the road. It is seemingly dead.
I slam on the brakes.
Smoke around the tires as you come to an abrupt stop in the street, pulling up pretty much directly alongside the Shroud.
Boy, I'd like to say I had that one handled, but apparently not.
There are more of these?
There were more
Eugene?
from the dock, I think. The big green light. Are you here to clean up the mess?
I'm going to turn to Gaz and say, "Come, lad."
Gaz is
And-
still on the roof.
Gaz, I did. Dang it!
You left Gaz on the roof.
Get down here, boy.
Speaking of, Gaz has taken this moment out of line of sight to make sure he still has the bag and it has the money in it.
Yes, you
Back.
you quickly open it, pull out a wad of cash that you'll have to count later, and shove it deep into a pocket.
Yep. Okay.
And then presumably make your way to the fire escape and slowly,
Pretty
like,
much.
shuffle your way down the building.
Yep.
It did not occur to me to specify that I bring him with me.
Yeah, I would have.
Don't
I would have
worry.
told you didn't have the actions for it if you had,
Look, you're just gonna get me one of them grapple guns. We'll be fine.
or a baby Bjorn.
Yeah, he's
No.
just a handbag at this point.
No, you're not mounting me on a
Strap
fucking
you to my
goose.
back like a backpack.
Shroud, you see in the car before you, you see two somewhat familiar faces. You do not know either of these men personally, but you do recognize them. Valentine Dwayne Van der Vaughan, sorry, a reporter and rich socialite, and Eugene Fultz, the man who undid the Andal Anatol case.
Do I recognize this shroud from my dealings as well?
Make for me a examination or street smarts check.
Beef. Examination 5.
Examination 5. You do not know this man. You have heard like rumors through through Albert of some vigilante causing trouble. Seeing a masked man with a red scarf, you can only assume it is this man.
I think in my head, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this guy. He's trouble.
Valentine?
Do I know him?
I think at this point, you would have heard
Yeah.
similar to Eugene in just but in more of a rich people gossiping kind of way, or maybe some
Like,
news from your
True.
reporter friends of a vigilante going around the city
Hey.
and causing problems for the mafia.
I know you, don't I? Hey, I got
Right.
questions for you. I got questions to you after all this is done. All right. You said there was another one?
You said there was another one back at the
You,
docks.
I'm talking to Eugene. Sorry.
Hard to say
Eugene,
if it was lizard or human, but it was definitely carrying around a big green crystal, which didn't bode well. So I just wanted to get out of Dodge.
Well, damn, there's a story to be told there.
Typical lawyer.
Shroud, you quickly come to the realization that it seems only Eugene visually spotted this person. This person that you are now going to have to go looking for if you want to uncover what potentially is happening down at the docks.
What are you doing, Mr. Reporter? You following?
I think there's a story to be told, so I'm on my way. Someone's going to have to report this.
Where are you, boy?
Look, it's a long fire escape, and they didn't include a lift. What do you want from me?
Gaz is
Oh,
currently on the
shoot.
last layer of the fire escape where like the ladder is like locked up so that people can't climb up it, and he is
He's doing
trying.
that embarrassing little hop to get it to actually sink down.
Yeah,
Because built for human weights.
Yes, he's trying to like kick it down, but it's just like refusing absolutely to move. Before it eventually like slams down and Gaz is able to make it down to the street.
Okay.
Hi there, little fellow. Name's Valentine. My friends call me Val.
Name's Gaz. I would appreciate it being. I'd appreciate being called Gaz rather than little fellow.
Point taken. All right. Shall we?
I pick
Tell me
him
what.
up and I
No.
dump him in Eugene's lap.
What?
Wait, what did you drop in my lap?
Gaz.
Whole ass halfling
Oh,
with a shotgun.
uh, thank you, gentlemen, for your help. It's well appreciated.
Look.
Is there a sideboard on this vehicle at all?
No, it is a race car.
There's just the handholds from the fucking lizard thing.
There's not room for another full-sized person, is there?
There is also a lizard body laying in the middle of the road. But
Did,
no, there. I mean, it would be a interesting squeeze to try and fit more people into this two-seater vehicle.
I mean, you could probably hold on to the bonnet.
You could probably like sit on the back, put your like feet on the wheel arches, and cut as long as like the vehicle didn't go too fast or reckless.
Don't give me ideas.
I'll say to Valentine. I mean, I assume I know the lay of the land. I'll say I'll meet you at Butch and 15th, or I name a corner that's right at the edge of Beacon Point.
Yep.
Meet you there. Hot on the case.
And then
Eugene,
I'm going to investigate the body if I can.
Eugene, what are you doing as the halfling is apparently dropped into your lap?
I'm gonna jump in surprise and open the door and say, how you doing? How can I help you?
Apart from being just straight up grabbed in the street and dragged along for a wild ride, my day's just been peachy. But I did get a free shotgun, so, you know.
And with that, presumably Valentine guns the engine again.
Yeah.
And turns tearing down the street past the lizard carcass back towards the docks.
That Shroud guy must like you guys. He didn't ask me, he just grabbed.
How do you know the Shroud?
No, he literally just kidnapped me off the street like 20 minutes ago. We've been flung rooftop to rooftop since.
I'm sure there's a reason he's carrying you around.
Presumably the extra shotgun, but I can't guarantee that.
Well, I'm afraid you're in it now.
You don't say.
As much as I don't trust this Shroud guy, he's causing a lot of havoc around the city. I also don't trust myself to make my way home on foot at this point with all these demonic creatures around. So yeah, would appreciate the ride. Thank you.
Hold up. I saw a giant lizard. What do you mean demonic creatures?
Well, I've not seen a lizard before, so new to me.
That's
You hear Naira let out a little bit of like a hiss giggle.
Are you telling me you've never seen an alligator?
Not one that size that's bipedal and looking to tear my throat out.
Oh, all of them are looking to tear your throat out. The bipedals knew, though.
In terms of setting, is this like a common race that's around, or
No.
do
Uh,
we know? No. Okay.
there's there's humans, there's dwarves, halflings, some half elves, very rare. Um, that's kind of it. Uh, a few half orcs maybe, but that's kind of all you get these days. Ever since like the elves left, and the last of the dragons disappeared, and that was almost ancient history by this point. No, it's not a species. It appears it's just a
Yeah, so as far
monster.
as I know, this is a monster.
Yeah, as far as you're aware. As the red rocket tears away, Shroud, what are you doing?
I'm examining the body,
Okay, make a
probably ineptly.
yeah, make an
The I'd
examination check.
say would do a better job, but she's not here.
If only you had someone with an actual examination skill.
Hmm. That I hadn't dumped in a car, but that's okay. I am the Shroud. That's what I do. What am I rolling?
It's true, he is the Shroud. He manhandles halflings.
He is Batman, yes. And you are Boy Wonder.
I'm not ready to be a Robin.
Examination, Jax?
Yes, please.
19.
19. You roll this creature over and see like the impact points of your shots. Where like the scales are torn and the flesh is laid bare. But you find there's surprisingly little blood. Surprisingly little mess. And as you poke this creature with your weapon, pressing against near the wound, trying to examine it, you feel your rifle almost slowly pushing through it before the body starts to dissipate like smoke or sand in the wind. It simply fades. This was not a physical being. This was a summoned magical creature.
How
And while
common
he,
is that sort of thing?
it is extremely rare. In fact, it is not. It is considered lost knowledge. Like there is like Greek fire from the Byzantine Empire in our world. It is considered something that apparently used to be capable, uh, possible to be done by capable spellcasters in times past. But doing it nowadays is necromancy happens. Creatures being raised from the dead, mind control and domination spells, charms of that nature can occur. They're a bit more rare, but they can be done. But summoning an entirely new creature, especially one of this size, you've never seen the like before.
What's washed up in my city? I say to myself. And then I will cast jump, which for the next minute, once on each turn, for the cost of 2 movement, I can jump 6. So effectively, my movement is 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get up onto the roofs and pursue the car, heading to the designated meeting point.
You swing with the grapple hook and rappel across the rooftops. A number of minutes pass, Valentine, Eugene, and Gaz, where you sit outside the docks before the shroud arrives. You can see the light from the lighthouse still shining upwards into the sky, and you can hear the distant sounds of police sirens wailing.
Should we be worried about that?
Only if you got something to hide.
I don't think we want to get caught up in all of that red tape and bureaucracy and questioning, do you?
Not particularly. I mean, if I was being paid to, maybe. But
How dark is it? How late is it?
It is just about hitting sunset.
So would there be a patch of shadow cast by a building that is considered darkness? That's sort of just nearby?
Not full darkness at this point.
Not full darkness, not yet. Okay, never mind, that's fine. It's something to be considered for sure, but if there are more of those beasts, fight first, disappear after.
Agreed.
So, do you enter Beacon Point on foot, or do you ride in?
Probably on foot. I think. I don't want my car getting my car
Don't forget carjacked though either. myself.
carjacked.
don't worry, there's a trick for that.
No, the race car, I believe, would be too loud.
It definitely has a very loud engine.
So, like, if I'd say we wouldn't want to tip off whatever is there, whatever we're chasing.
Alright.
Is there anywhere Val would know around here to safely park and
I think there's an empty warehouse just inside Beacon Point that has the doors currently open. You can pull in there with relative obscurity.
Yep.
As
Sounds
you
good.
all enter the docks, you hear the sound of a single police siren whirring away somewhere ahead of you, further in towards the lighthouse. It sounds like the vehicle is stationary. And as you begin to make your way through the warehouse with weapons drawn, you see the light of the lighthouse cast a faint green glow across the entire docks, giving it this almost ethereal, haunted look. You approach and see the police car in the distance, the flashing red lights atop the vehicle, and the whir of the siren, just a constant drone. And you see the doors to the front of the vehicle are both ajar. And lying next to the vehicles, you see two pools of blood and drag
bodies?
marks leading towards the lighthouse.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly hustle over to the police vehicle and check the boot and or glove box.
Okay. You approach the police
Shroud's
vehicle.
probably beside you.
The boot appears to be locked.
Yep.
As you look in the cab of the police car, you see that the engine is idling. You can see the switch where the siren can be switched off, and there is a radio that has the speaker off the hook. But the constant drone of the police siren, just echoes out throughout the docks.
Can we try and figure out a way to turn the siren off?
Figure there's just a switch.
You
With
can
the
see-
shroud, given his background,
You can see clearly the switch that has been flicked to turn the siren on in the center console.
with his gloved hands, he will flick the siren off.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, you guys. Is there gonna be like a crimination? Just for Prince?
You flick the siren off, and there is silence for a moment. The only sounds you hear are the lapping of the waves against the dock's end, the creaking of metal as the sea breeze washes over the beacon points. And then you hear the low growl. Nearby, behind you, another off to your left. A shuddering creak from the lighthouse door as it swings open and then slams shut in the wind. The sound of footfalls on the metal railing up above at the top of the lighthouse. A scratching of claw against stone. You are being hunted. And there are more of those things all around you. As your weapons feel heavy in your hand, you hear a snarl, and something leaps at you from the shadows. And that is where we're going to finish off for tonight.
Oh, so much for the line of everybody get in the car, we're leaving. I assume the squad car has enough room for all of us.
Oh yeah, that's a four chair vehicle.
All right.
So, thank
Which
you
we
all.
only need 3 of.
He's not
Thank
that
you all.
small. Thank you all for joining us for our first sort of step into this world. I hope you'll forgive the somewhat nervousness of this. As I said, we had a bit of a rough week leading up to this, but we still wanted to, show up for the people who had already reached out expressing interest. So I hope you all enjoyed it nevertheless. We will be returning again in 2 weeks' time on the same day, same time for the continuation of In the Shadow of Kings. And if you haven't already...
Same shroud time, same shroud channel.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, please check out the other game we have running, El Rock: The Road to Change, which happened yesterday, earlier in the morning. Times will be available showing at the end of the stream. Thank you all very much. And remember, the bad guys want to win. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.